Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here in Brooklyn, New York, being joined with Ray Boom Boom Mancini. And Ray, last weekend Canelo Alvarez won a super middleweight belt. First off, he got a lot of grief for that win because of the opponent, but first off, what did you make of his performance in the actual fight itself?
Well, you can't give a great description because he had nobody in front of him. You know, that's no knock on him. I understand the guy had a belt. You're going after it. There he is. I mean, but he looked good. He looked good for the first couple. He banged that body good. He was attacking the body. But, you know, you have somebody who's going to be a little stiffer opponent in front of you. It would give more indication of what it is to move up in weight. I thought it was just, you know, for that particular fight, I'm sure he's going to come back to fight at 160. A lot of good fights for him in that middleweight division.
You know, speaking of middleweight division, you have Charlo, who's headlining here on Fox, another opponent that many fans want to see him fight Canelo. But I feel like there's still unfinished business with Gennady Golovkin, and because there wasn't a clear winner in either or of the two fights.
Well, that's debatable. Yeah. I thought it was a dispute that Gennady won the first, and I thought he won the second pretty clear also. I thought the last round, if it was close, the last round would have been the one that told, and Gennady dominated that last round. So, look, the first fight he clearly won, and the second fight I thought was a sure winner also. And most people at ringside thought that same thing. But I like Canelo. Don't get me wrong; he's a hell of a fighter. You know, don't get me wrong. But now he's the champion. I would think he would want to come back and put a rest to any dispute and make a third one. And he should come back right now, real quick. Don't make a wait. But I don't see it happen. I don't see De La Hoya looking to get that fight, make that fight quickly. He's trying to, you know, let Gennady age a little bit more. I mean, it's ridiculous. True fighters do it right away. Ray Leonard, Robert Drent came back right again. These guys did it the first time. Let's do it again. Come right back with it. That's the biggest fight for both guys. Why would you want to fight anybody else?
Why do you think that happens so much in boxing as opposed to the other sports, that they'll wait and wait and wait for a certain fighter to get older, even though the fans don't want to see that? Like, well, why do you think it happens and happens and happens a lot in boxing, more so than any other sport?
Well, it's business. It's called show business for a reason. Business comes before the show. You know, you're just trying to make his business. Make it longer he waits. The older he'll get, you know, don't let him fight. You know, then he'll have to. He has that any action. He's not sharp. There's a variety of reasons.
You would think that would hurt business because of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. When you saw someone past their prime, people got angry. Like, well, why did I pay all this money to see this guy do this?
But that's after the fact.
So they already got your money. So that was the whole point.
A perfect example was they fought 5 years after they should have, and look how big a mega fight it was. Though it was a stinking fight, it made that big money. And, you know, of course, everyone's after the fact saying what a miserable fight. But you should have been thinking that before the fight. I think Golovkin, Triple G, that's got to be the next fight made. But I've already heard that Eddie Hearn has said, you know, Triple G looking for a promoter. He's considering ESPN, or he's looking for a network, I should say. Looking for ESPN or DAZN. And then Eddie Hearn said, if he wants a Triple G fight, he wants a Canelo fight, you better sign with DAZN. Okay.
If Jacobs fights Canelo, would you be happy with that?
Yeah, and I think Danny Jacobs beats him. I think Danny Jacobs is a big, strong guy who could fight. Yeah. Danny Jacobs could fight, a big, strong guy. You know, and it's a bad style for Canelo. You know, I think Danny Jacobs will beat him. I do.
Break it down. Like, what exactly do you see there that makes it a problem for Canelo? I know you mentioned big, strong guy, but Canelo's fought big, strong guys already, and he's done pretty well.
Yeah, look, but Danny Jacobs is a big, strong guy who could fight. Danny Jacobs ain't no Rocky Fielding. Danny Jacobs got a ramrod jab, pretty good right hand. You know, he throws punches and bunches too. You know, and when he does, he throws good punches, powerful punches. But he's a big, tough guy. That fight should be made. They're both with Eddie Hearn, so let's make it happen. And then, you know, he's already fought Triple G. He gave Triple G headaches. So let's see, make it happen.
Fans would bring up for that fight, well, what about Danny's chin? If Canelo touches him, he's going to go down.
I don't think Canelo's a bigger puncher than Triple G. And Triple G dropped him, but he got back up. And, you know, so let's see. That's intrigue. That's intrigue. Let's make it happen. You know, they're both with the same promoter, so there's no dispute there that, you know, one guy wins with the other. They're both the same guy. Make it happen. And I believe that Eddie Hearn said that should be Canelo's next fight.
I want the Golovkin fight. I just feel that there's unfinished business there, and they should do it while Golovkin's still in that window where he's still at a very high level and he hasn't dropped so much in his level.
Right. I agree with you.
I think it's the bigger fight out of all of them.
Oh, it is. It's still the biggest fight. So why wouldn't you do it again? It should have been announced already. And even fighting the Rocky Fielding of the world, that's fine. Not the fight. De La Hoya ain't gonna do that. Will not do that.
Charlo, do you think he'll ever get a shot against Canelo?
It should. He's a middleweight champion, and Canelo's a middleweight champion. Why not? I mean, let's break it up. Let's unify the titles. It's another great fight out there for both guys. Another great fight out there for Canelo.
How does he do in a fight with Canelo or Golovkin?
Well, I think it's a funny thing, different styles. I think Gennady is very sound technically, and I think Charlo is a free swinging guy. I think he would fare better with Canelo. Gennady's a little too, but again, he is real hard, this guy. But Gennady's used to fighting big punchers. He trains with bigger guys. Canelo would be interesting. Canelo fighting a full-fledged middleweight can punch like this kid at this point in his life. This guy is a free swinging guy, a lot of knockouts. That'd be a dangerous fight for both guys.